finternet of value at Ripple, we're thinking much bigger than just cross-border payments. It's kind of like Amazon with rare books in the early days, just this market happens to be a $10 trillion market.
We are at a historic turning point.
Said in the past that you are doing for money what email did for communication.
Moving the whole revolution forward.
Take on it.
There's trillions of dollars parked around the world.
XRP.
Is there a possibility that Ripple could take over Swift one day?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of 24 Hours in Crypto. Let's get right into today's video. Strap in because the SEC released a statement on stablecoins yesterday, and this is monumental. RLUSD, USDC are getting ready, and things are about to get wild. The stablecoin legislation has not even fully gone into effect yet, and we have not collaborated with any sort of regulated entity at any sort of scale. And in today's video, you're going to understand exactly why the price of XRP has to go to insane amounts of numbers. We're going to stay very conservative, but you're going to understand just how RLUSD is going to affect the value of XRP over time and also in the near future, and also how USDC and real world assets are going to affect the value of XRP because it has to. XRP is a math-based currency that solves a real problem. And when you implement that into a new system that you're creating, the sky's the limit, and XRP could see outrageous valuations. Let's set the tone. Listen to what Brad Garlinghouse says here. You need to understand the importance of this. And then I'm going to break it down to the T, and let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. This is very important. This is like history we're going through, and all the information that we're going to cover right now is going to become, like, it's going to be true, okay? It's going to happen. Time will settle everything. And if you think I'm wrong, let me know in the comments down below. Like, tell me instead of saying some snarky ass comment.
That ecosystem, we think having a stablecoin built on the XRP ledger actually adds liquidity to the XRP ledger. We already have been using stablecoins in our payment flows. So this is just kind of a natural extension. We'll continue to absolutely prioritize XRP, but there's times and places where our customers want to see US dollar to US dollar using a Ripple stablecoin. We think makes sense in those flows.
So we know liquidity is going to be king. And if you're sitting on the other end of the screen, you know, thinking if the market capitalization for RLUSD, is it going to ever hit $1 trillion? Yes. It's not maybe, not if, it's a matter of time. And when it does, the market won't just be staring at $1 trillion stablecoin backed by, you know, other stuff like real estate. It'll be staring at the backbone that makes it all move, which is XRP. Because RLUSD doesn't fly solo. It doesn't settle itself. It needs liquidity. It needs bridging. It needs XRP. To move 1 trillion RLUSD, you don't just need fast rails. You got to understand that. You need deep liquidity and a token that can be reused, cycled, and settled across every border in real time. And that's what XRP's job is. And if RLUSD, for example, is the fuel, XRP is the engine. And just listen to this little panel or this presentation that you guys have heard once or twice before when they were talking about the finternet and having a unified ledger. And, you know, we're going to see billions of transactions and then trillions of dollars on a daily basis once they're fully scaled.
Now, this system can be very high volume, being able to do billions of transactions of different kinds of assets tokenized, but all transacted in the same way. Is when you unlock friction, you have an explosion of market usage. You have an explosion of market usage.
So keep that in mind, billions of transactions, okay? I'm just kind of using 1, 2, 3, 4 transactions, let alone, you know, the billions that are gonna happen on a daily basis. So let me make it crystal clear. When RLUSD is worth $1 trillion, right now they're worth 293 million. That is the market capitalization. XRP's market cap has to be 2 trillion minimum just to handle the throughput, the bridging, the invisible infrastructure behind it all. Okay, and you're probably wondering why double? because you got to understand that XRP isn't just helping RLUSD. It's also going to be bridging USDC, CBDCs in the future if they're still going to go on with it. Other currencies like Euro, the JPY, the Yen, I just said that, the Yen, the Peso. So if you want to move that much value globally, and you want to do that securely and instantly, you need a multi-trillion-dollar liquidity layer. Do you understand the importance of that? And that is XRP. Please quote this. You need a multi-trillion-dollar liquidity layer to handle all these transactions. And the best part is you can't ignore it, right? You can laugh at the price, you can mock the believers, but the second RLUSD hits $1 trillion, XRP becomes invisible. Like, it's going to be, the throughput is going to be absolutely insane. And the market, it will have no choice but to price it all in. Okay? And just take a listen to this and pause it if you got to, read through it, take notes if needed. But let's talk about the current situation, right? So XRP price, $2.20. And let's say, well, it's just under that, but we're rounding up. Let's say the circulating supply for XRP is at 66 billion. And that gives the market capitalization, give or take, $145 billion right now. Let's say you wanted to move $500 billion, assuming no other mechanisms are in place to buffer or distribute this demand. A massive amount of XRP would be required. At $2.20 per XRP, you would need 1 billion XRP to move 1 billion. Therefore, to move 500 billion, you would need, give or take, 227 billion XRP. That's impossible, right? Because we don't have 227 billion XRP. We have, give or take, what's there, the 99.9 billion XRP. But currently, in this example, we have 66 billion XRP in circulation. So you can't move 500 billion at once at $2.20 per XRP without it being reused, which it will be. But again, you got to understand all the transactions that are going to be happening every second. So that's why the price of XRP is going to rise, okay? It's either going to rise, or you got to put more XRP in circulation, or you need to multiply transaction cycles to move that amount over time. And which, like, logically, you got to also don't forget about the ETFs, the ETPs, the physical XRP that's going to be locked up for these new financial products that they're designing. So our goal is to process 500 billion in this scenario of RLUSD into Euro using XRP as the bridge. So this is called bridging the currencies, right? Using XRP as an intermediary asset. And let's take a look at step one. So we got 500 billion RLUSD is held in a Ripple Partners account, for example, let's say like JP Morgan. And then that platform is going to instantly convert its RLUSD into XRP on a US exchange like Coinbase or Bitstamp. And then that XRP is sent across the borders via the XRP ledger to a European partner. And then step 4, that XRP is instantly converted into euros on a European exchange like Bitstamp or other RippleNet partners. So the receiver gets the 500 billion worth into their bank account. But here's the catch. You can't instantly process 500 billion all at once unless it's either XRP's price is extremely high or XRP is reused over many transaction cycles per day. But again, remember what I said about the other financial products that XRP is going to be used. So let's say $2.20 per XRP and you only have 66 billion XRP in circulation. That limits what you can process in a single cycle. So in order for all this to kind of work efficiently and really remove that friction, you're looking at one, outcome, and that's the price of XRP to go up. So for example, when the price of XRP reaches $100, you're going to require, give or take, only 5 billion XRP to do that $500 billion transaction, right? And that's doable because we have 66 billion XRP in circulation. And you're probably wondering, saying, well, you know, who's going to do a $500 billion transaction at one go. But you got to understand the billions of transactions are going to equal up to way more than $500 billion on a daily basis, right? So it's billions of transactions with different values, different currencies, different products. Ladies and gentlemen, we're unlocking the internet value, something that we have never seen before. So you got to expect unexpected. And oh boy, you have no idea, obviously you do, the certainty of XRP reaching double digits, triple digits, right? From my end, it's going to happen 100%. But I feel like I just wish that day comes sooner, so we could see all these, you know, doubters and mockers get wrecked. But again, it's going to happen within 2030, in my humble opinion, way before that actually, because the system, like I said, it's going to happen so fast. They're not going to give you time to keep accumulating over years and years and years and dollar cost average. And there's going to be a point where you're completely out. You're done. Your average person will not even look at crypto because there's no opportunity here anymore.
It started with a vision, now it's spreading wide. SLT's the token, it's our Degen pride. 24 hours crypto, leading the call. Bringing XRP believers, united we stand tall. First ledger's on fire, trades like the scene. SLT's the movement, power in the dream. From the memes to the moon, we're making it real. 100 XRP, that's the deal. I salute you, you salute me. Together in XRP we believe. From the trenches to the skies we see. XRP to 100 destiny. This ain't just a token, it's a battle cry. For those who know, XRP will fly high. Salute is the name, SLT the ticker. First ledger's buzzing, trades getting quicker. Building the future, brick by brick. In a world powered by Ripple, the vision will stick. We're more than a meme, it's a movement strong. XRP believers, let's prove them wrong. I salute you, you salute me. Together in XRP we believe. From the trenches to the skies we see. XRP to 100 destiny. 24 hours crypto, the captain of the crew. SLT's the anthem, for the bold and true. Through the dips and the pumps, we stand and fight. Believing in the ledger, in the dawn's bright light. I salute you, you salute me. Together in XRP we believe. From the trenches to the skies we see. XRP to 100 destiny. So raise your SLT, let the world hear the sound. XRP believers, we're Ripple bound. From the memes to the charts, the vision is clear. Salute to the future, the time is near. I salute you, you salute me. Together in XRP we believe. From the trenches to the skies we see. XRP to 100 destiny.
We started building RippleNet with the thesis that crypto liquidity would eventually be able to support robust global payments, large payments. RippleNet was designed so that customers seeing the benefits of our fiat-based network could flip the switch to ODL once the market was mature enough. And this is exactly what's happening. Flip the switch. I think what we're building has, it's solving a real problem. And I think all of the tokens, my advice to anybody would be, understand the utility. If there's real utility and there's real value being delivered to a real customer, there will be value in the token.